So we've got our debt, we've got our PITI. That's your monthly payment. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, your monthly payment is $2,500. That's all in PITI, right? Well, the lender is going to look at a variety of factors, but one of the big factors they're going to look at is say, can this person afford a $2,500 monthly payment? Well, how are they going to evaluate that? They're going to look at something called the debt-to-income ratio, or DTI, and there's basically two ways of looking at that. There's what's called a front ratio and a back ratio. And the front ratio basically says, listen, we think people typically should spend about 25% of their total gross income, monthly income, should be no more than 25%. I think it's actually 28%, or it might be 36%. I'll put up here as a graphic what the actual number is. But they say, we don't like people spending more than 30% of their income on their mortgage payment. So let's just say that if you as a family are earning $10,000, this is gross. This is no taxes, no deductions, no whatever. This is, if you make $120,000 a year, you're making $10,000 a month. Well, then that's a 25% front ratio, right? So if the bank is comfortable with 30%, then you're good, right? Now, again, you have to decide what you're comfortable with, but that's the front ratio. But the front ratio doesn't really take into a lot of things into account, right? Because you could have $10,000 and $8,500 of that could be going to car payment, credit card payments, alimony payments, all kinds of payments, right? So what the bank does in order to get a better picture is they address the back ratio. And the back ratio is, and I think right now I saw something like 40%. They're looking at it and they're saying, listen, we're going to take your gross income, which is the $10,000 that I said over here, and then we're going to look at everything together. We want to see what your PITI is. We want to see any other what are called revolving debts. So this would be car payments. This isn't utilities. This is things outside of that. This isn't grocery, but this is car payment. This is student loans. This is credit card debt. This is anything that you sort of have to pay every month. Not a lot of discretion, or you're going to get in trouble. So they take that and they say, let's take the PITI, let's add it to this revolving debt, and we want this to be less than 40%, and again, if I have a wrong number, I'll change it up here, of this. So that means that 40% of 10,000, some simple math for you, it's $4,000. So that means that you have $4,000 to quote-unquote play with, right? You take the $2,500 mortgage payment, you add $500 a month. They're typically talking about what would be your minimum payments, right? So let's say you have a $500 a month car payment, and then you have a total of $1,000 a month in credit card or student loan or whatever. Well, then you're at $2,500 plus what I just said was $1,500. You're at, what's $2,500 plus $1,500 would be $4,000. So you're at 40%. Now, again, I'm going to keep saying it because it's important. That's what the bank, that's what the lender feels comfortable lending based on your credit score. And that's where credit score and your debt-to-income ratio and the value of the house versus how much you're borrowing versus what type of, how much you're thinking about putting down as a down payment, they all work together to make the bank happy, comfortable, even to potentially, obviously, reduce your monthly payment. So all of these things work together. What you really need to do, obviously, if you're thinking about, a purchase and you want to just figure out what the real numbers are, then you need to check our site, go to FortHuntUniversity.com/home finance. And you can, download a guide. You can talk to a mortgage professional. We love our friends over at Home First Mortgage. Definitely talk with them. And you can also watch more videos like this. So that's debt to income ratio. We'll talk a little bit more in the future about credit scores, what credit scores are, how they're developed, what impacts your credit score, how to build your credit score, etc. We'll talk more about down payments. We'll talk about different loan programs. Lots of stuff here on our little Mortgage 101 at Fort Hunt University.